So, got our audio issues settled just in time for Chris Downs to open the scoring here for the Kingborough Lions. And South Hobart now chasing this game, and Kingborough have had a torrid old time of playing at KG5 in recent weeks. A 5-0 and a 6-0 defeat. Well, that is the perfect antidote to that, although South Hobart might have responded immediately. They have. Well, that didn't take long. Bradley Lakoseljac sweeps home after Morton brought it down. That is an instant response from South. And 2 goals in the space of a minute here. 1-1 the score. What a breathless start to this football match. Chris Downs opens the scoring. I don't think Kingborough touched the ball after that. South just lob it forwards. It was a little bit easy in truth. And Bradley Lakoseljac, in the tournament named for his family, his grandfather more accurately, has knotted up at 1-1. So, that confidence that might have been shot up after a couple of minutes has just been burst a little. What a response from South Hobart. 1-1 the score here. KG5, Lakoseljac Cup, quarter-final rematch.
Close together, opening goal for Kingborough Lions, scored by number 10, Chris Downs.
And here is Downs back on the ball.
Equalising goal for South Hobart, scored by
around the outside. And Gilly de Souza, a former Kingborough player, is across to see that out for the corner. So can the Lions get something going from this set piece? Ken Morton on the sideline there for South. Great to see him prowling the touchline once more. The corner bent into the back post. Oh, rising highest was David Bryan, I think, but just unable to direct that one. Mark Moncure back in net for South tonight. Nathan Reid had a tough night. A tough afternoon rather against Olympia on the weekend. Moncure in there. The rest of the South lineup for you. As we've got audio going now in Moncure, Larby, Kibler, Avinen. They'll have been certain to get that name right on the team sheet this time. Riley Morton, Gilly de Souza, Kobe Kemp, Nick Morton, Andy Brennan, Lakoseljac and Casper Hallam. On the bench, Reid, Berezanski, Diven, Lancaster and Twos as the Lions looking to attack here. It's a free kick going against James Hall. He starts in attack. No Adam McEwen in the lineup for the Lions. They have, however, got the big stalk, Nick Cuthbertson, Lee Mackey in net, Cuthbertson, Cowan, Douse, Track, probably the back four, Vivarelli, Kansos, Samet, Martin, Downs and Hall. On the bench, Bridge, Turner, Hayes and Davis as Hallam flicks this one on for the run of Nick Morton. The Morthog turns and sends a powerful cross in. Danny Cowan was there to head it away. Suspicions of handball against Casper Hallam there. And indeed, spotted by our referee, Nathan Code. Of course, this game coming about after the team sheet kerfuffle. South Hobart getting Hallam and Havinen their ticks and crosses wrong on that one. And with no real precedent or official rule to fall back on, a rematch was decided. South Hobart won the previous meeting 3-2, but they're going to have to win their way through once again as Keenan Douse stands this one up. It's a great ball from Douse. Took some defending from Havinen. Did pretty nicely just to get in there and see it away from Joel Samet. So Chris Downs will get to work on this set piece. One of the very, very best in the business. And he sends an in-swinger and that had Moncure scrambling. In the end, just a little too much on it. Behind for a goal kick. So 2 chances for 2 goals here in the opening 10 minutes. The Lions opening the scoring through Downs, who's been a frequent avenue. This one came in open play as Brennan tries to slice one through the middle. But Bradley Lakoseljac responding almost immediately. Brennan, again, whipping one out for Casper Hallam to run onto. And Hallam will look to take on his man, Kenneth Track, sticking tight to him. Kemp, back to Hallam. And Havinen play the 1-2, then fairly aimless ball cut out, but a poor clearance Straight to the feet of Nick Morton. Lakoseljac was just trying to work it to Hallam. Couldn't quite immediately seized back by Havainen. And a shot comes in from range, and Mackie steers that one behind, gets a good block on it. A fizzing effort that from outside the box. And a corner for South Hobart upcoming. We have another look at the opening goal. James Hall making the run out wide, just opening the space for Chris Downs. So I assure you, if you're just tuning in, to get on the end of that one and finish it off. We might get that one up for you after this corner, as this one is bent in by Brennan, headed back down. Hallam pouncing on it, blocked away by Dowse. And Kobe Kemp wins the throw-in for South. Defers to Larby, who throws this one straight on the head of Dowse. Of course, these two teams met at this ground in the MPL earlier in the season. A 5-0 victory for South on that occasion. Sliding challenge, a good one from Vivarelli. Won the ball. Samet. Kenneth Track sauntering forwards. Drops it off in behind. Oh, some fancy footwork there. The cross quite matching the quality of the build-up, though. Here's Brennan. Brennan launching this one. Long ball, Morton with 3 to beat. He did pretty well, Morton, but eventually the numbers win out. Danny Cohen doing just enough to put him off. Here's Keenan Dowse. Punches this one down the line. Flipped on. Looking for the run of Hall, but just not quite able to find him with the flick was Martin. Kibler calm and composed at the back. Here's Riley Morton. Poor pass though, picked off by Kansos. Samet couldn't get around Kemp. Tumbling down is Brennan. And a free kick going South Hobart's way. Quickly taken by Andy Brennan. Switches to Casper Hallam. Kibler's pass broken up. He'll get another crack at it, however. Brennan down the line. Searching for Kobe Kemp. Kenneth Track just looked to play it off him, but Kemp wasn't going to be fooled by that, and there'll be a South Hobart throw-in. Havainen for Brennan. Just shoulder it down. Joel Samet repels. Long ball broken up. Gilly DeSouza now. Nobody home for South, and Cowan will escort it out of play. Kemp nodding forwards. Lakoseljac. There's the opening goal for South. Playing a more advanced role tonight, Bradley Lakoseljac. Largely been a central midfielder throughout his time as a starter in this South Hobart senior outfit, but pushed up the field a little with Andy Brennan dropping in a little deeper here this evening. Here's Havainen. Kemp couldn't quite control it. Havainen, the nice little flick. And Kobe Kemp sliding one through. Morton looking to run onto it, but just a little heavy, and Lee Mackey able to clasp that one. A pretty good season in net for the Lions, Mackey. Drove this one long. DeSouza. Kansos. Samet. Broken up by the Brazilian. And he threaded one, looking for the run of Morton. And Lakoseljac was Brennan rather, wins it, picks his pocket and then hits the back of the net. Andy Brennan hits the back of the net. Arriving like a thief in the night, he pinches the ball and strokes it home. South Hobart take the lead here. It's been a great response from them, going a goal down. There's just a bit of a fresh airy from Cowan. Cuthbertson left it behind, and Andy Brennan, not someone you want to be giving chances like that to. He just looked a little bit sharper in the first half against Olympia on Sunday, I thought. Probably struggled a little bit since his return, but started this one brightly, and he hits the back of the net here to Andy Brennan. Could be in for a big finish to the season. 2-1 the score to South Hobart, after the Lions had taken the lead by Chris Downs. Morton presenting short, that one ignored. Down the line for Lakoseljac. Cut out by Douse. Just sold a little bit short, was Downs there, and Gilly DeSouza swoops. Allowed to run by Kemp. That's beautiful play. Kobe Kemp just past the post. It would have been a delightful goal. Superb build-up play this from South Hobart. They're feeling it now. DeSouza and Kemp. This was a lovely little piece of work. Lets it run, continued his run. Fine ball from Bradley Lakoseljac. Kobe Kemp just unable to hit the target. That's confidence starting to flow for South Hobart, and the Kingborough defence have not enjoyed defending this ground this year. DeSouza. Brennan looking to barge on through. Track. And back by Kemp. Morton back to Kemp. Kibler. Here's the American Patrick Kibler. Driving ball. Just out of play there, trying to find the overlapping run of Alabi. Keenan Douse. Industrious as ever. Vivarelli trying to make that one work. Douse down the line. Thought that Kibler just got in the back of James Hall, and linesman Stratos Plomaridis agreeing with that. And a free kick in the final third, always a threat against the Kingborough Lions, with Chris Downs lurking. Something like 60 or 70% of their goals have come via set pieces this year, the Lions. That's where they certainly carry the biggest threat. Chris Downs bends it in towards the penalty spot. Away by Gilly DeSouza. And Morton just cleverly knocked it across to Hallam. Return the ball to Morton. Morton had someone riding shotgun in the form of Andy Brennan, drove it first time. And a comfortable collect in the end for Lee Mackey, but South are looking a threat, and they're able to burst on the counter-attack, use their leg speed, and get in behind the lines. Hall doing just enough on Larby to win the throw-in. 20 minutes have ticked by here. Lakoseljac Cup quarterfinal replay. South Hobart leading the Lions 2-1. Cowan. Cross to Samet. Downs. Kenneth Track. Just held up and played a nice little ball to Samet. His cross blocked by Havina, and it'll be a Lions corner. Chris Downs gets to work once again. He sends this to the back post. Oh, good save, Moncourt. Kept out the header of the big stalk, Cuthbertson. Got across nicely there, did Moncourt. Andy Brennan with a raking through ball, but no one's going to be able to get on the end of that one. Straight to Lee Mackey. Here's Brennan again. Tried the little reverse pass. That was blocked off by Douse. Kansos to Downs. Vivarelli chips it over the top. Ooh, appeals for whether that was handled outside the area. Just snuck in there for Moncourt though. Brennan. Into the middle it goes. A little flick from Morton. Can't find anyone, but he'll get another crack at it. Oh, well done, Douse. Working back, tireless in his efforts as ever. Of course, the winner of this match will take on the Glenorchy Knights. They've already booked their passage through to the final four. Olympia hosting Launceston City in the other semi-final. Brennan playing a deeper midfield role tonight and seeing a lot more of the ball as a result of it. It's a fairly ordinary ball on that occasion from Havainen. Downs wants to pull the trigger. And a long searching pass for Hall. It was a good one. Hall one-on-one with Larby. He knocks it back to Douse in support. Douse to the top of the box. Stooping to clear was Riley Morton. And Kobe Kemp flicks it over the top. Gave something to chase for Lakoseljac, who tries to catch the keeper out in Mackey with the snapshot from distance. Mackey palms that one away. Keenan Douse for Cuthbertson. Big stalk onto the head of Kansos. Brennan worked his man under it, then lost his footing. Kansos turns inside onto the left, drops it off for Downs. First time ball for Hall. Can he track this one down in time? He can. And I think he's won his side a corner there. James Hall. It was a nice ball from Downs, punching it through. So Samet takes this one. Bends in a dangerous looking ball. Moncourt punches. Downs grappling with Lakoseljac. Poor ball there. Straight to Vivarelli. Now Cohen. Dispossessed. Lunged in to win the ball back. Good challenge from big Danny Cohen. Pretty physical centre-back duo for the Lions with he and the big stalk Cuthbertson. Plenty of experience back there, but they've had their hands full early on with this young and vibrant South Hobart attack. Some nice work down the flank here to get the cross in. Lovely bit of control by Davis, and then deflects onto the back of the post there that holds the netting up. So not too close, but some nice skills all the same in the build-up as he played it for Samet. A good sliding block executed by Morton in the end there. Nice control by Jack Martin in the box in the build-up. Silky stuff there. Chris Downs now with the corner. They've been hammering the in-swinging corners so far, and they do so again. And again, the South Hobart defence collapse back onto the line and head it clear. But you can see the instructions from Jez Kent are pretty clear. In-swinging corners, the name of the game for the Lions. And to test the veteran Moncourt out. Not sure if they would have anticipated him in net tonight. Nathan Reid having been the number one keeper for a while. That's a great ball. Mackey's completely at sea here. Clatters into Hallam. Lakoseljac runs onto it. He's hauled down from behind. And that's going to be a penalty going the way of South Hobart. We'll wait and see what Nathan Code has to say. Is it going to be brought back for a free kick outside the box. There wasn't a penalty paid. Let's have a look at this one over the top. I think it's just going to be the free kick. So Hallam got crunched by Lee Mackey here. And Lakoseljac gets to it. Gee, seemingly clipped from behind there, Lakoseljac. Maybe slightly unlucky. It's going to be a yellow card for Mackey for that initial crunching challenge on Hallam, and they've probably escaped this not too badly. And still down is Hallam. He got collected there by the keeper, Mackey. It was a great ball over the top. Keeper completely at sea, just crunches in. A sliding challenge from Mackey on Lakoseljac, and it was given as a penalty. So Kobe Kemp with a chance to make it 3-1 here. And Mackey, perhaps fortunately, he didn't get 2 yellows for 2 separate actions. He's had the sliding challenge from behind. Absolutely nailed Hallam in the build-up. Now he's got a penalty to save. Perhaps fortunate to still be with a full complement here, the Lions. So they got rid of the double punishment, red card there for challenges in the box. As long as you're playing the ball. I'm sure that case can be made for the initial hit on Hallam though. Either way, South Hobart with the chance to extend their lead. It'll be Kobe Kemp to take. With Lee Mackey to beat. It's been a great response since going 1 down from South Hobart, and Kobe Kemp usually very reliable from the spot. And he buries this one into the bottom corner. Kobe Kemp, fine penalty there from the South Hobart skipper. Drives it home. And South now leading 3-1. And they are sauntering off here. The Lions, well, KG5 has not been a happy hunting ground for them. They have bled goals at this venue in their 2 previous matches this season. And 3 goals inside the first 30 minutes here. It's an all too familiar story. Really, they've been pretty good at grounds other than KG5. As that one's going to be allowed to go anyway, even though Brennan had broken, really impacting things. So can the Lions conjure some sort of response here? They'll need to, or is it going to be another difficult night out here at KG5? Brennan outside of the boot. That was a delightful ball. Morton out after it. Really good work from Kenneth Track, though. Had to win that. South Hobart had the numbers, but Track did superbly. And South looking to really drive the dagger in and find goal number 4. They've felt like they've already earned their way into the semi-finals once. They don't want to miss out again. We'll make sure of the result. 3-2 in the Darcy Street iteration of this quarterfinal, if you will. Long ball to the top of the box, headed away. Tracked down by Keenan Dowse. Dowse drives this one to the top of the box. Gilly de Souza heads away. Kansos first to the fall. Samet with a little bit of room. Oh, skips inside nicely, Joel Samet, and then crosses, and it's repelled by Havine, and of course was heavily involved in everything in that initial quarterfinal. The 3-2, Joel Samet. Forced an own goal with one of the great strikes. Absolutely belted one from 35 yards out. And then ended up picking up 2 yellows and was sent from the field. It was fairly involved. Ball clearance from Moncourt. Straight to Hall. Hall chips it over the top. Just a little too physical. It was Toby Havine there. And a free kick conceded in what can only be described as Chris Downs territory. This is right in the number 10's wheelhouse. And boy, do the Lions need a response. down 3-1. Took the lead. And in the blink of an eye, it was 1-1 again. South Hobart scoring inside of a minute after that. And it's been South firmly on top ever since. So they dearly love their talisman from the dead ball here to conjure something. Some concern here. I think it's Vivarelli who's down. Staying down for a while here. It's the Lions midfielder. Actually, back to his feet. It's Martin, in fact. I hope he's right to continue, but Chris Downs now over the dead ball. And you get this one up and over the wall. It's Downs. Ooh, Moncourt with an assured pair of hands. Opted not to go over the wall, went the other side instead, and Moncourt had that one covered. Havina now down the line. Kenneth Track blocks that off. Havina attacking the ball again. Showing good intent. The former Lions fullback. A firmly established part of this South Hobart team. It's been for a couple of seasons now as Douse. It's almost worked out to be a bit of a swap. Douse moving from South Hobart to the Lions and has made that right back spot his own. It was fantastic last year, Keenan Douse. A superb season. Scored some truly wonderful goals in there too, as this one's chipped over the top for the run of Morton, but he had just straight offside. Instructions being barked out from the bench there. As Cowan blasts this one long in the Downs direction. Taken away from him by Kibler. They didn't get much distance on the clearance though. Vivarelli straight down the throat of Moncourt, who gets things moving quickly. Andy Brennan skipping free and then sending it in the direction of Morton, but just a bit too much on that one. Allows Lee Mackey in. Warthog leading the line here for South Hobart. He's in pretty good form. Nick Morton has been scoring and setting him up. Pretty impressive clip over the last few weeks. Probably his side's best, despite the heavy loss to Olympia on the weekend. Samet rolling that one through for Kansos. Blocked off by Bradley Lakoseljac. They scrap away for it. Samet. Vivarelli stands this one up. DeSouza heads away. Casper Hallam tracking back. Stops to clear the area. This Hallam. Kansos, clever pass, but was well read. Kobe Kemp. Looking for Bradley Lakoseljac. And unable to win the throw-in. Here's the young Laka. So if there's one thing the Lions can hang their hat on, it's that the South Hobart defence has been a bit of a leaky boat in recent weeks. They shipped 4 to the Devonport Strikers and 6 to the Olympia Warriors. lost both those games by 3 goals, despite creating quite a few chances in both those games on the end of heavy defeats. The balance of play, probably harsh results, but they've just struggled to keep the ball out at the back. The Brown boys ran absolutely right in that game on Saturday. The Lions probably don't have weapons of their calibre at their disposal. Their best hopes will be from these down set pieces. As appeals for a penalty waved away by Nathan Coe. DeSouza blasts this one away. The Lions' problem is that they've shipped them at an even faster rate, especially at KG5. Meanwhile, Moncourt behind the players stayed down. Touching at his chest, so we get a little bit of treatment.
We're just going to the shop.
So eventually we'll be set to restart the action here. Nathan Coe just marching out for the drop ball. Good to see Moncourt. He's right to continue. Kemp knocks it back to Kibler, and after a brief respite, we're set to go again for the final few moments of the first half. South Hobart firmly in the ascendancy. They lead this one 3-1. Like a little bit of an elbow thrown there by Toby Havainen. The Lions player was still on the deck, Kenneth Track. And now he's going to need some treatment, so real stop-start nature of this. We'll have a bit of a look at it. Havainen, I think he's just fallen at a pretty awkward angle, really. The arm's gone out afterwards, but certainly hasn't thrown an elbow there or anything untoward. Just an awkward landing. You can hear the Kingborough Lions bench. Letting their feelings be known. But really, the sting has been taken right out of this one with 3 successive knocks requiring treatment and bringing the game to a bit of a halt. It should suit South Hobart just fine. As we'll have a look at the first goal again here. It was Hall chasing out after it. Some nice work in wide areas here, just getting the better of Larby. And cuts it back in, and there was Chris Downs just slipping free of Kibler, driving home. Unfortunately for the Lions, that lead lasted all of about 30 seconds. I to be back in that moment for a few of those players. South Hobart conjured the immediate response through Lakoseljac, but Chris Downs has been in good goal scoring touch this year, continuing that on tonight. And if he's side any hope of getting back into this one, they're going to need a big second half from their number 10. So we'll have a bit of a team talk here. Kenneth Track's still down. He did land very, very awkwardly. So a stoppage here. Might have a look at the other goals that have been scored in this one. So South Hobart's response was pretty immediate. They took it from kickoff, knocked it out wide, steered it in. Morton flicked it through. Bradley Lakoseljac says, thank you very much. And in the blink of an eye, it was 1-1. Lakoseljac and Morton combining nicely. Nick Morton playing in that advanced striking role. And looks like we're finally set to resume the action here. South Hobart. Sows up. Diagonal ball. Douse punching it down the line. To Sows at Alabi. Showed too much of it to Douse, but the Brazilian able to get back on it. Morton to Havinen. Kemp. Havinen. The tempo really been sucked out of this game by those injuries. See if we can spark back into life before the halftime interval. Here's Morton. Andy Brennan. Oh, lovely skills there from Brennan, just gliding into space and then taking the shot on from miles out. Had the power, but not the direction. Just trying to catch the keeper by surprise there. Was probably expecting him just to thread that one out to the right. Took the snapshot on instead. Mackey making Douse work for that one. Douse down the line. Alabi to Morton. Morton chipping it forwards. And a heavy touch from the big stalk, Cuthbertson. Davis Bryan suspended for this one, so Cuthbertson playing in the lower leagues more socially, but very experienced customer into the starting lineup tonight. Nick Morton skipping cleverly into space. Then goes down looking for one, but Danny Cowan doing a good job just escorting that out of play. Here's real live wire is the Morthog. Capable of those moments of inspiration as Mackey sends this one straight to Brennan. Douse. Back to Cuthbertson. Downs the volleys it forwards. Trying to give Martin something to work with, but shielded away from it by the American PK. Bends his ball, kept it in. That's out last off of Morton. He tries to buy the throw. But quite clearly did have the last touch there. An offside flag even must have been raised because he's going to kick it from the deck. Danny Cowan just drives it straight into the scot of Morton, who barely flinches. Well, it must have stung, but he gave absolutely no indication that it did with the blast into the back of the scone there from Danny Cowan. Here's Bradley Lakoseljac. Threads through a ball looking for Andy Brennan. Was bearing down on it, but a good sliding challenge from Cuthbertson. And there's that, throwing the ball away from Andy Brennan. Keenan Douse certainly thought so. And Nathan Coe just gives him a little warning. And for that he says.
A minimum of an additional 5 minutes.
So 5 additional minutes have been signalled here, which is not too surprising given we've had 3 pretty lengthy stoppages and 4 goals and a penalty. It's been plenty of action in between the injuries. Yeah, no shock to see plenty of extra minutes to be played in this first half. Lowy onto the head of Hall down there. The Souser dueling with Downs. Fell the way of Kobe Kemp. Converted the penalty. Then has his side 3-1 ahead. Switch this one out to Downs with the outside of the boot. He crafts one over the top masterfully for Martin. He couldn't test Mark Moncourt. Comfortable there for the veteran keeper. Kibler. There's Casper Hallam. Box him out well. Douse with the throw. Looking for Martin. Hall. Weaving one way, then the other, then trying a little spin move. Couldn't get past Morton though. Brennan. Switching ball in the Lakoseljac direction, taken away from him by Track. Barged into by Havainen. Then Lakoseljac gets around his marker. He's got two in the middle. Getting back well was Samet, and he puts it behind for a corner. Andy Brennan in no rush to stride across and take this one. We tick towards half-time here at KG5. Short corner taken for Kemp. Returned it straight to Brennan. Brennan bend again, finds the back of the net. It's gone through all comers, and Andy Brennan has his second of the night. Well, I don't know if it was a cross or a shot, but it's wound up in the back of the net. And South Hobart now with a 4-1 lead. Kingborough Lions with a mountain to climb. As we have a look, Kansos was awake to the short corner, but couldn't stop it. Brennan turning back inside. I don't think this was a shot. He's just clipped it in. It's gone through everyone. Mackie just screened there by Nick Morton, I reckon. I think the Morthog has just done a brilliant job getting right in the eye lines of the goalkeeper there. Completely screened the shot. He hasn't seen it till it skipped past him. And South Hobart now with a 4-1 lead. And it's pretty hard to see the Lions getting back into this one, as their nightmare record at this ground continues. Driven down the line. Cohen puts his foot in, steers it away. After a disappointing weekend for South, they'll be glad to get their swagger back here this evening. A big game on the weekend against the Glenorchy Knights. Big weekend of action. Devonport Olympia. I think Launceston Derby as well. A huge weekend of NPL Tasmania headed your way. South Hobart will want to get the job done here first, but they're well on the way with a 4-1 lead. Andy Brennan with a double. Lakoseljac and Kemp also on the score sheet. Thrown down the line towards Lakoseljac. Drew a crowd. Back inside for Hall. Just worked off it though by Morton. And he steers it further afield for Andy Brennan. Brennan chipping in a dangerous looking ball towards Morton, who made a good bursting run. Larby for Brennan. One last attack before half time, perhaps. Larby looking to combine with Morton. Well shut down on that occasion though by the Lions defence. Here's Brennan. Draws the contact. Holds him off, and that will be half time. Well, South Hobart with a 4-1 lead have got 1 foot back into the semi-finals. I'm certain their team sheet will be right this time around. I reckon that would have been quadruple checked. But 4-1 the lead here to South. A pretty dominant first half. Kingborough took the lead early on via Chris Downs. They drew an immediate response from South, and ever since they've been well on top. Pretty impressive first 45 from South Hobart. It's going to take something pretty special from the Kingborough Lions if they're going to turn this one around. So we'll be back in around about 15 minutes time for the second half here. South Hobart look to meet the Glenorchy Knights in that second semi-final. We'll be back shortly.
I don't reckon he'd be too well received up here. Lots of controversial things happening.
And Kingborough have had a torrid old time of playing at KG5 in recent weeks. A 5-0 and a 6-0 defeat. But that is the perfect antidote to that. Although South Hobart might have responded immediately, they have. Well, that didn't take long. Bradley Lakoseljac sweeps home after Morton brought it down. That is an instant response from South. And 2 goals in the space of a minute here. 1-1 the score. What a breathless start. Couldn't quite immediately seize back by Havainen. And a shot comes in from range, and Mackie steers that one behind, gets a nice little flick. And Kobe Kemp sliding one through. Morton looking to run onto it, but just a little heavy, and Lee Mackie able to clasp that one. Broken up by the Brazilian. And he threaded one, looking for the run of Morton. And Lakoseljac was Brennan rather, wins it, picks his pocket, and then hits the back of the net. Andy Brennan hits the back of the net. Just sold a little bit short, was Downs there, and Gilly de Souza swoops. Allowed to run by Kemp. That's beautiful play. Kobe Kemp just past the post. It would have been a delightful goal. Superb build-up play this. Return the ball to Morton. Morton had someone riding shotgun in the form of Andy. Brennan drove it first time. And a comfortable collect. Gets to work once again. He sends this to the back post. Ooh, good save, Moncourt. Kept out the header of Livy. Gave something to chase. But Lakoseljac, who tries to catch the keeper out in Mackie with the snapshot from distance. Work down the flank here to get the cross in. Lovely bit of control by Davis, and then deflects onto the back of in net tonight. Nathan Reid having been the number 1 keeper for a while. That's a great ball. Mackie's completely at sea here. Clatters into Hallam. Lakoseljac runs onto it. He's hauled down from behind, and that's going to be a penalty going the way of South Hobart. And he buries this one into the bottom corner. Kobe Kemp, fine penalty there from the South Hobart skipper. Drives it home. It's Downs. Ooh, Moncourt with an assured pair. Final few moments of the first half. South Hobart firmly in the ascendancy. They lead this one 3-1. Like a little bit of an elbow thrown there by Toby Havainen. The Lions play. Short corner taken for Kemp. Returned it straight to Brennan. Brennan bend again, finds the back of the net. It's gone through all comers, and Andy Brennan has his second of the night. Well, I don't know if it was a cross or a shot, but it's wound up in the back of the net. And South Hobart now with a 4-1 lead.
And as the teams return to the field for the second half of our Lakoseljac Cup quarter final, each team has made one change for the second half. For South Hobart, coming off number 17, Casper Hallam, and entering the field will be number 7, Sam Berezanski, and for Kingborough Lions, off number 6, Simon Vivarelli, coming on number 9, Vincent Turner.
Things around. Hobart making a substitution here at the break. Looks like Sam Berezanski. Come on from Brennan. See Vincent Turner. Right, take two. So we're back for the second half here at KG5. A couple of changes in the offing. Sure. Being replaced, but Sam Berezanski is going to come on for South Hobart, and I can see Vincent Turner also set to be introduced for the Kingborough Lions, so a little bit of shuffling of the deck. Brown's still on, so I think maybe Casper Hallam being replaced by Berezanski. But an absolute mountain for the Kingborough Lions to climb here in the second half. They're going to have to pull out something pretty special if they're going to pull off the victory here tonight. 4 goals to 1, a brace to Brennan, singles to Kemp and Lakoseljac have them firmly in control of this tie. The Lions had taken the lead through Chris Downs, but that seems an awful long time ago now. So that's an underhit back pass that might just offer them an early avenue back into this one. Danny Cohen's moved into attack. A sliding block executed by Gilly de Souza. So that's an underhit back pass that might just offer them Cohen an early avenue back into the first. Change made there by Jez Kent. And his team needs goals, so we understand the shift of Danny Cohen back into that striking role. Downs with the in-swing corner, punched away by Moncourt. Here's Turner, the substitute. First time volley was a good one, but Moncourt had it covered. He releases this for Kemp. Makes a touch inside. The left foot, he switches things up and gets collected afterwards. And a slice of cheese being issued there. All right, Nathan Code was brought down after he swept that ball forwards. South will just want to see this one out as we have a look on the replay here. Chris Downs just a bit late there with the challenge. Never really looked like getting the ball, so I understand why Mr. Code has opted to book him there. De Souza. Headed away, brought down by Morton. He was prominent in the first half. His chip balls repelled away by Cuthbertson. De Souza, the substitute Berezanski. Combining with Morton, clever back heel that. Larby was overlapping, but the offside flag had been raised. Mackie eager to get things moving. His team needing to score heavily, no surprise. They will not be messing about in this half. Berezanski Kansos. To Sousa. Morton's a little under hit. Berezansky giving chase out after this one. Cuthbertson's clearance blocked off, but it's just thumped high into the night sky. Nice work from Danny Cowan. His header unable to find a teammate, however. Kansos looking to skip round Berezansky. Sticking to him like a cheap suit. In the end, the free kick will go the way of Kansos. I think both had a fair piece of each other's shirt there. Morton arguing the case. Kansos certainly had a fistful of his jersey. Morton also had a bit of Kansos's though. So Chris Downs over the dead ball. The cavalry sent forward for the Lions. Early goal would ignite them here. They need a spark. Downs. The volley's a good one, and it's a great save by Mark Moncourt. Strong reaction block there to deny the volley. It was hit with power, but it just couldn't quite beat the experienced Mark Moncourt. It was the big stalk Cuthbertson who might have hit the shot. Driven onto the head of Salmon. Falls for Cowan. Advantage played, and Chris Downs blasting one. That was well saved again by Moncourt. This has been a bright start from the Lions. They want to take this quickly, but a player lying in the middle of the park will mean they're just going to have to hold their horses a little bit. This rather tough coming together. Danny Cowan looking to blast the ball and just throwing himself in the way of it. Riley Morton and coming off second best. Mark Moncourt with another good save. He's been tested early in this half and passed with flying colours. As we have a look at this volley chance, and it was Cuthbertson. That's a great save from Moncourt. As the big stalk, the centre-back, really caught that nicely. Nice piece of keeping though. So it was Vivarelli who was replaced by Turner for the Lions at half-time. Indeed, Hallam was replaced by Berezansky. Will they be forced into another change here? South. Been a number of these ones tonight. Really long stoppages, lulls in proceedings. A physical game. So Morton gives the all clear to Matty Lancaster there, the South Hobart trainer. Eventually the Lions will take this corner. They've started this second half brightly. They get something on the scoreboard to show for their efforts. Try and find a way back into this contest. It's going to be Joel Samet to take this one. He stands it up. Might fall for Kansos, who didn't catch that one right. Skews underneath and slices it well wide of the mark. It was a good delivery from Samet. Not the contact Phil Kansos was looking for. Morton's pass deflected. Andy Brennan heaving it forward. Turner has moved into centre back to allow Danny Cowan to move into a striking role. Samet gets his body in there. Here's Kemp. Morton to Kemp. Now out for Nick Morton. Drove that one down the line. Larby. Zansky. Oh, almost found its way through there for Lakoseljac. And Lee Mackey able to collect. Flipped on by Cowan. No one there though. Lakoseljac tried to flick that one through. Vincent Turner. Wearing the number 9, but has moved into centre back to allow their starting centre half to move into the number 9 role. Nick Morton dropping a little deeper this half and showing some nice skills on the ball there. Lakoseljac for Kemp. Morton trying to spring Andy Brennan in behind. Headed so far as Toby Havainen. Bends this one to the back post. It was a dangerous looking ball. Bradley Lakoseljac making the run, and Keenan Dowse had to take it behind for the corner. South Hobart just looking to re-establish control of this one. After the Lions started the second half brightly. They could find a 5th goal here. It would surely kill the contest if it isn't already. Berezanski to the back post. Riley Morton was there, so too Lakoseljac. Kansos takes it away for the Lions. Cut out by DeSouza. And Brennan lifts it over the top for Kemp. Just got a little nudge from Joel Samet. That was enough to force the error. Downs coughed it up to Kemp. Kansos, free kick going the way of South Hobart. Oh, and Morton not happy with some treatment from Kansos. And want to be careful not to do anything stupid here. And potentially cost themselves games. And Morton then walking away from it. Not entirely sure what sparked that, but it's a very angry reaction here from the Morthog as we look at this one. Seemed to win the ball and didn't like having his hand held onto. Lashed out a little bit. A swinging arm. Kansos didn't like that. Went right back at him, but just needs to be careful there, Morton. I think he was just dislodging Kansos' arm from his own, but swing the arm like that, you're inviting trouble. And with the game well in tow, you wouldn't want to do something stupid to jeopardise it. Anyway, Berezanski will take the free kick. Dangerous little ball. South Hobart players absolutely everywhere, and the offside flag raised will deny them a 5th. Plumeritis raising the flag. Fortunately for the Lions, it's that second touch. We're playing him offside there, so Samet. The ball had already rolled out of play. Toby Havainen. Long ball. Turner away from Berezanski. Havainen looking for Lakoseljac. Walton scrapping away with Martin. DeSouza. Gilly DeSouza with time. Opts to knock it back to Kibler. Turning is the American and shifting it to Havainen. To Sousa. Switching ball, a good one from Gilly to Sousa. Labi, a little bit of room, and he looks to take on Dowse. He gets around the outside of him. He's cross, unable to find anyone. Just the goal kick. Here's Track. And the line for Samet, but broken up by Havainen. Cowan just on a different wavelength there to Martin. Moncourt pulled off two very good saves to begin this half and just keep that 3-goal buffer that South Hobart built in the first half. Nick Morton. Tell you what, now that Kansos has fired him up, watch out for something to happen from Nick Morton. He's a player you don't want to wind up. Tends to draw out the absolute best in him, Nick Morton. Thrives on that sort of thing, so thrown back to Mackie. This time ball straight to De Souza. Havainen. It was a rather poor ball. Might invite some trouble back the other way. Labi came across in support. Dowse with the cross looking for Cowan. Falls out the back to Samet. But the offside flag had been raised, presumably on Danny Cowan. Kenneth Track gets a foot in, chested forward by Kemp. Lakoseljac spin one way, then the other. Kemp strokes it out to Berezanski. Track away from him. South Hobart bench will be pretty content right now. Things looking very good for them. The Lions needing a spark from somewhere. De Souza works it forward for Brennan. Nicely defended though by the big stalk Cuthbertson. Denied by Moncourt. A fine save early in this second half. They work it down the line. Drop it off for Danny Cowan. Riley Morton sticking tight to him. Cross drilled back in towards Cowan. Looks to skip into space, but plenty of South Hobart bodies back in the middle of that D area there. They couldn't find a way through the mass of humanity. Berezanski. Morton. Chipping it through. Shot from range, blocked away. Kenneth Track looks to head it away from Lakoseljac. Lakoseljac did well though to work him off it. His cross blocked by Samet. A throw in for South Hobart. We've ticked by 62 minutes here in the quarter final replay. It's South Hobart with 1 foot in the final 4. The winner to meet the Glenorchy Knights. Semi-final weekend to take place the weekend after the NPL Tasmania season ends. Olympia and Launceston City will be the other of the semi-finals. Toby Havainen. Chesting it down was Kemp. It was nicely done by Kemp, weaving one way, then the other. They're playing in a dangerous ball, which couldn't quite pick out Lakoseljac. Delightfully done by Kobe Kemp, though. Wonderful skills. One of the very best midfielders in the state. Has been for a number of seasons. Martin out after this one, and it's just smashed away from him. And it looks like a substitution potentially in the offing. Either that or he's just calling for a new ball. Given that one's ended up in the neighbouring houses, quite possible. But it will be a substitution here for the Lions. And it looks like Fergus Bridge will come on.
Substitution for Kingborough Lions, coming off number 16, Jack Martin. Coming on
Replacing
number
Jack
15,
Martin.
Fergus Bridge.
So Bridge with a little under half an hour to try and make his mark here in the cup. Lions desperate for some inspiration. Bridge almost immediately involved. Love the back heel there from Brennan, but Lions recover it and swing a ball in. No one home there for Kingborough, however, and Moncourt can comfortably collect. Launches the throw. Straight to a Kingborough player, but a heavy touch. Seed of possession right back to South. Moncourt to Larby. Outside of the boot. And down the line's a good ball for Andy Brennan. You want to cut inside onto that right and drive at the defence. He takes the early shot on. Comfortable for Lee Mackey. Brennan eyeing off a hat-trick. Billy De Souza nodding that one away. Outside of the boot, ball from Brennan. It's wonderful for Berezanski. Great save, Mackey. Denies Berezanski, but the danger has not yet passed. Nick Morton back on the ball. Trying to free himself from the shackles of Samet. Worked it to Berezanski, and it was well blocked by Vincent Turner. Behind for a corner. A good piece of keeping this from Lee Mackey. What a wonderful ball from Brennan. Berezanski getting goal side of Cuthbertson. Bailed out by his keeper. Excellently done there by Lee Mackey. Berezanski. A low worm burner. Away as far as De Souza. Larby. Kemp. Dinking one in. Track just grazing his head, and he tries his best to prevent the corner. It's going to be Berezanski to take it though. Sam Berezanski. A little more loft on this one. Headed away by Cuthbertson. Lakoseljac attacking it. Andy Brennan. Around the outside goes Brennan. Too much purchase on the cross. Berezanski trying his hardest to track it down, but not too much on it for him. Samet. Downs running under that one. The Lions throw in for track. And on he goes. They've only got 24 minutes and they need 3 goals here at the Kingborough Lions. It's going to take a real rabbit out of the hat here for them to progress. Have they got any magicians out there? Chris Downs certainly is the set-piece wizard, but from open play, they've not really created enough to suggest they're overly likely to rein in this South Hobart lead. Berezanski with the little nutmeg. South Hobart, they're looking to push on and find goal number 5. Brennan looking to take on Track, then drops it off for Havinen in support. Track puts it behind, but again, the flag of Plomeritis had been raised. De Souza and Cowan competing. Fell for Bridge, but Brennan back on it. He's played some lovely through balls tonight. Lakoseljac tried the first time pass back to Berezanski, but it favoured Track. Bridge showing a positive intent since coming on. Send this one wide for Hall. Looking to get the better of Larby. It's James Hall. Tried the nutmeg. Larby wasn't having any of that. Just boxes him out and then wins the throw. It's well defended by Ewan Larby. Kobe Kemp blasts this one away. Turning was Hall, but again whisked away. South defending comfortably for the time being. 4-1 lead in this Lakoseljac Cup quarter final. Onto the woodwork was Downs and then followed up by Joel Samet, and there is something out of nothing. Well, I said they needed a rabbit from the hat. They've just about found one there. It's back to 4-2. It's Joel Samet on the score sheet. Just a rasping hit this. Caught Moncourt by surprise. The rebound fell kindly for Samet. He strokes it home. Incredible hit from out wide. Had Moncourt scrambling. And, well, 20 to play. They cut the gap to 2. And that was from absolutely nothing. Joel Samet. Nick Morton looking for the immediate response, just trying to charge straight through the middle of them. Well, his defence able to deal with that fairly comfortably. De Souza. Cross to Larby, chips it forwards. Looking for the run of Brennan, but there was Lee Mackey. Out off his line again. He gets it moving quickly. He sends it long, looking for Bridge. Bridge wins a good header forwards. De Souza takes it away from him. And then Track just dumping Lakoseljac there. Chipped over the top. Bridge has offered plenty in the air since coming on. He's winning everything that's played in his direction right now. It's been a good positive substitution from the Lions. I've liked what I've seen from him so far, giving him a real aerial presence. Samet's all easily cut out by Havinen. Andy Brennan. It's a turn past Kenneth Track, who got the better of him. Downs. Keenan Dowse from miles out, Dowse. Just wide of the mark. He's got form in that area though, Keenan Dowse. I think he scores pretty much exclusively with long-range hits, and he goes from 40 yards out here. Moncourt comfortably watching it fly past, but don't mind the intent from Dowse. So the Lions just showing a few signs of life here. Not giving up the ghost just yet. Going to keep pushing As Morton chips it over the top, but South could put it to bed here via Andy Brennan. He couldn't quite control it. Pretty well done by Kenneth Track in the end. Long ball. Sousa up against Cohen. Sousa controlling it. The boot in the back of Cohen, who was down on his haunches. Dicey past that from Kemp. Really made the Sousa work for it. Back to Kobe Kemp. Plays it into the channel. Cut out by Turner. Ran into some trouble though. In the form of Lakoseljac. Cuthbertson just takes it out of play, and I reckon that was out of play when he flicked that off the South Hobart player. A little bit unlucky there, Morton, but well done by the wily Big Stork. And now Andy Brennan is the latest to go down and want a little bit of treatment. Maybe some cramping there for Brennan, but another stoppage. It's been a game filled with them. So Andy Brennan looks like his night has come to an end early. Samuel Twos set to replace him.
Substitutions for South Hobart, coming off number 11 Andy Brennan, being replaced by number 18 Sam Twos.
Pretty good shift from Brennan tonight. Bagged himself a brace, played some pretty nice through balls over the top. That's his night coming to an end, and just a little fist bump there from the gaffer. Be happy with his night's work. So Twos will come on for the final 15 here, as the Lions continue to search for a way back into this one. Berezanski controls it nicely, and then jinks back inside. Strikes the ball, looking for the run of Twos. And tracked it down pretty well, Samuel Twos. Had just gone over the line, however. Cohen, Bridge, Sabat, Downs and Lakoseljac. They'll go again. Morton came through, won it decisively. And that cops some afters. Play develops. Twos head straight offside. And I think we're going to have yet another stoppage here for Nick Morton. It's a nasty one there, did the Morthog. We'll see if Lancaster comes on, and a red card has been issued. Well, second yellow of the game for Chris Downs. So he's been given his marching orders, and any faint hope the Lions had, you feel, have just been extinguished with Chris Downs given a second yellow card, and his night comes to an end. I assume that was for the challenge on Morton, unless it was for some back chat there afterwards. Downs with a second slice for the evening, and that leads to his marching orders being issued. So down to 10 men again, the Kingborough Lions in this cup quarter final, just as they were in the initial quarter against South, and as they were the last time they played at KG5 too. So red card's been a problem for them. Ball for Bridge. He steers it into the box. On the way though, and now Samuel Twos plays it to Lakoseljac. Just needs to hold up and wait for a little bit of support. Found Morton. Space out on the left-hand side, so Larby charges into that, and then jinks inside nicely, Larby. Well won though by Cuthbertson. Kibler. Blasts that one away. Douse. Pass nearly led in twos. He's trying to wiggle his way between two. He did really well there, Samuel Twos. And he dumped off the ball. Advantage paid. Berezanski will take full advantage. Drives to the byline. Can he pick someone out with the cross? Turner got his head to it. And into the hands of Lee Mackey, who wanted to get it moving quickly, but he's hooked that one rather awkwardly. Now to play for a South Hobart throw. 12 minutes left in regulation. Will be a few minutes of added time, given the stoppages. Down to 10. Hard to see the Lions finding two more, although they did pull that last one out of absolutely nowhere. So if they can just conjure one more, maybe the doubts will start to creep in for South. But it's Lakoseljac! Oh, what a goal that would have been. Spying Mackey off his line, tried to catch him out. Love the idea. Mackey was just hoping like hell that was going to go over the top, and it just did. Nearly a spectacular second for Bradley Lakoseljac. Berezanski. Back to Lakoseljac. Return ball for Berezanski. And the second attempt, he puts it past Mackey. And that's goal number 5 for South Hobart. Sam Berezanski off the bench onto the score sheet. And that's all she wrote. South are moving on to the final 4. They'll meet the Glenorchy Knights in the semi-final.
By number 7, Sam Berezanski.
It was lovely build-up. Lakoseljac with a beautifully weighted ball. Berezanski ran on, tried to go between the wickets there of the keeper, who saved it initially. And unfortunately for him, it just rolled straight back to Berezanski, who strikes home and secures their progression. So Cohen, out wide for Hall. Did well to get around Larby, but support came from Kemp, although he has given away a free kick. Probably be Keenan Douse maybe on this now with Downs off the pitch. Samet coming across to offer his left boot. Even with Downs off, a couple of pretty handy set-piece takers. I think these lads can hit a good dead ball. It's going to be Douse. Swings it in. It was a good ball, and Cuthbertson got a shot. It was well blocked by De Souza. It's a couple that Cuthbertson's run onto and made first contact with. He's been a weapon for them from these set pieces, but De Souza blocking that one away. And been denied by Moncourt earlier in the half. There's a keeper swap being played here. Is that Hayes coming on?
Substitution for Kingborough Lions coming off. Number 1, Lee Mackey, being replaced by number 21, Jake Hayes.
Well, I'm not entirely sure the reasoning behind that one, but Lee Mackey replaced by Hayes. Too sure what's prompted that, but maybe pulled up a little sore after that last goal. I'm not too sure. Could have been struggling behind our camera. And now I think South Hobart are going to make a switch of their own.
And
Gilly De Souza
South
being
Hobart
replaced.
coming off. Number 14, Gilly De Souza, being replaced by number 2, Jacob Lancaster.
Another youngster getting a run out. Jacob Lancaster will take his place out there. Larby for Berezanski. Central for Kemp. Kemp dropping it off, looking for Larby. Again, the offside flag has been raised there. Hayes takes it quickly. Kansos forced backwards by Kemp. Gets a hold of it, but then a poor pass straight to Berezanski, who finds Morton with room to shoot here. Nick Morton! Good save, Hayes. It's down across and freshly onto the pitch and called into action. He passes his first test with flying colours there. As the Warthog just looked to pick out the far corner, it was a good strike. Some good keeping there from Hayes to get down and keep it out tonight. The 6th of the evening for South. And with the extra man, still every chance of finding it. Berezanski bends it in, away by Cuthbertson. Track tries to prevent the corner, but just gets under it, and it will be another corner for South. So Sam Berezanski to take once more. Found Toby Havainen. Havainen skips into the box. Took the shot on, but blocked behind by Turner. Berezanski. Strong challenge, that one. It'll be a Kingborough ball, though. A few interested onlookers from the Glenorchy Knights. I can spy in the stand there. There'll be a side taking on South Hobart into that Final Four. Havainen, Lancaster, Morton, driven forwards. Lancaster again. Found Morton, Nick Morton with room to manoeuvre here. The Warthog drops it off for Kemp, who's trying to find Lakoseljac. Doing himself in the end, Kobe Kemp. He's cross-blocked, and yet another corner here for South Hobart. Had a considerable number of them. Berezanski, top of the box, poor contact from Morton, and then the chance is blazed wide. Not sure what that was in the corner of your picture there, Lancaster maybe? Attacking it, it was a good chance, put wide of the mark. Couldn't quite find goal number 6. Kingborough breathe a sigh of relief. This one ticks towards its completion. The second time of asking it will be South Hobart progressing through to the semi-finals. Track throws in over the head of Bridge. Broken up by Kansos. Morton with a dicey back pass there that did Kibler no favours, but Hall unable to make them pay. And well done in the end there, I think, by Kibler to win the throw, although it's going to go the way. Yeah, we'll go to South. Tony Havainen across to take it. Havainen down the line. Cast up in the back a little of Kansos. Twos dueling there with Turner, blasted by Cuthbertson. taken up by Kobe Kemp. Dinks it over the top for Samuel Twos. But again, the offside flag had been raised. He was well aware of it on that occasion, though. Didn't even bother chasing after it. Kansas pressured by Morton. Dowse. Lovely ball from Keenan Dowse down the line. Found Hall. Hall with 2 to beat. Couldn't get past them. The numbers always favouring South. Havainen. Gathered by Hayes. Kansas, the heavy touch, let in Lakoseljac. Nick Morton. Twos couldn't quite bring it under his spell. Trying to win it back. Track trying to hold, Samet trying to hold off the attention of Morton, who felt he was fouled. So too did the old man just behind him on the touch line there, asking the question of why it wasn't a free kick. I think it's going to matter a whole lot now, though. About to enter the final minute of regular time. South Hobart, comfortable victors here. Andy Brennan firing in a brace. 4-1 lead at half time. Really setting the game up. Havainen scything through the middle of KG5 and finding Berezanski. Cuthbertson has kept fighting hard for the Lions in defence. It's been a difficult night for the Big Stork. South Hobart picked the defence apart at times.
The match referee has indicated that there will be a minimum of 5 additional minutes.
All over the ground as Michael Edwards announces an additional 5 minutes for this half, as well as the first half, where we had 5 extra minutes there. It's that sort of a game, really. 7 goals, a penalty, a red card, and probably half a dozen occasions where players have stayed down injured for a minute or so. Lions down to 10. Just hoping to hold on and knock ship goal number 6 here, I think. Nick Morton couldn't quite control that one. Keenan Dowse will not stop working. Game over or not, he's absolutely tireless, that man. Does not know the meaning of quit. Kansas back to Dowse. Easy little back heel is just going to elude. Here's fullback. A pretty professional job here from South Hobart this evening. Fell behind early to a Chris Downs strike. We're back on terms now a minute later, and from there have bossed the contest. Kansas, Morton, Cuthbertson, headed away by Kibler. Kemp to Twos, he'll just roll into the path of Berezanski, but Turner takes it away from him and sets it out in front of Track. Track's pass, a poor one, straight to Havainen. Goes between them and finds Berezanski. Twos peeling off for him. Turns back onto the right instead. Berezanski into the woodwork. His deflected strike had Hayes scrambling, but he's bailed out by the crossbar. Lakoseljac. Pressure. A pair of Lions still going, looking for the free kick, none forthcoming. The Lions player's not happy as we have a look at this little deflection on the Berezanski strike. They just took it on to the woodwork. Kemp corralled by Cuthbertson and douse away. Forward and sauntering with it is the Morthog. In a rich vein of form, this man, Nick Morton. Very good again tonight. Will be key to their semi-final hopes. Larby's cross was buried by twos, but the offside flag had already been raised on Larby, denying South goal number 6. Douse sending it long. Here's Bridge, receiving it from Hall. And Lancaster was there for South Hobart. Lancaster up the line. Strength shown by Bradley Lakoseljac as he tried to skip free of the big store. Just running out of real estate on the far side though. In the final minute of this one. It's been South Hobart's night as the Lions KG5 woes continue. They've lost this year. They've tended to be heavy defeats. Had a pretty good season, Kingborough. Really achieved beyond what's expected of them, and some really nice results. Their win over Glenorchy back in round 2 really springs out, but they've also been on the end of a few absolute drubbings. And this ground has been the scene of 3 of them. This one's chipped over the top for the run of Berezanski. Turner just trying to see this one out. Berezanski felt he should have had the corner. Not a whole lot of argument at this very late stage, however. The final whistle of Nathan Code surely imminent now. They've gone past the 5 minutes of additional time that was flagged. Still perhaps time for South to add one more as Morton smashes this one away. Track to Kansos. Track over the top for Bridge. Let's touch out of play. Vinen looking for twos. And there it is, the final whistle rings out around KG5. South Hobart claim a 5-2 victory. They were
semi-finals of the Lakoseljac Cup on the 31st of October. Glenorchy Knights versus South Hobart and Olympia FC Warriors versus Launceston City.
There we go, we'll just let Edo go with his loud microphone there as we wrap up here from the scene of another big South Hobart win. 5-2. Let's have a look at the goals once more before we call it a night. It was a great start for the Kingborough Lions. In the 6th minute, they took the lead. Some really nice work from Hall here. Just led Larby a merry dance and picked out Chris Downs. And the Lions were firing. They were excited. They had a 1-goal lead. First chance, first goal. That was about as good as it got for them, however. It was all downhill from there. An immediate response from the kickoff South. Knocked it back. Knocked it to Larby. Knocked it out wide for the cross. Lovely little touchdown from Morton for Lakoseljac, who steered home the immediate response. That was 1-1. South soon would take the lead. Billy de Souza sliding this one through and just getting their wires crossed there. The two Lions defenders, Cuthbertson and Cowan, and streaming through the middle was Andy Brennan. The first of 2 goals for him on the evening. Nick Morton with a superb diagonal ball here for Casper Hallam. Taken out by Mackie. And then Mackie just clipping Lakoseljac from behind, leading to a slice of cheese and a penalty, which was duly converted by Kobe Kemp. He steps up, drove it home into the bottom corner. That was 3-1. In the blink of an eye, they'd stormed away. And the lead was extended further before the half, and the game all but wrapped up when Andy Brennan combined here on the short corner with Kemp. A speculative effort. Nick Morton just running a clever little screen in front of Mackie. Just took the keeper's eyes away from him. And Brennan's shot was able to sneak in the back of the net to make it 4-1. And from that position, it was always going to be very hard for the Lions. They did manage to pull one back here, though. Look at this for a hit. Onto the woodwork. Joel Samet following up. And that was 4-2. And just a glimmer of hope at that stage for the Lions. And it was extinguished when Chris Downs was given his marching orders for a second yellow. And then a lovely piece of work here. Lakoseljac and Berezanski combining at the second time of asking. Berezanski making it 5-2 and securing a fine victory for South Hobart. At the second time of asking, they are through to the Lakoseljac Cup semi-finals, where they will meet the Glenorchy Knights. Olympia will take on Lonnie City. Those finals coming on Saturday, October the 31st. Until then, we return to the NPL. And this Saturday, we've got a couple of big games headed your way in shaping the title race. Devonport and Knights, of course, are separated by 4 points. They'll meet on the final day of the season, so for that to be a live fixture, Devonport would have to drop points in the lead-in, and probably their toughest challenge awaits when they take on Olympia at Warrior Park Saturday afternoon. Do join us for that one. And then this South Hobart team will take on Glenorchy Knights in a preview of that upcoming semi. Some big games, of course, the Northern Launceston Derby also, and Clarence Zebras and the Kingborough Lions in the Safari Derby. But from KG5 tonight, it was South Hobart too good for the Lions. They claim a 5-2 victory. And we'll see you on the weekend for the next instalment of local action. But thanks for tuning in tonight. It's bye for now.